Hello everyone and welcome back. At the start of this video, we find ourselves waking up somewhere in South Dakota. We eventually made it through the Black Hills region of the area before continuing on our very long day of driving. We made it to Wall Drug, got some donuts and coffee, and just kind of perused around for a quick little minute. And for those of you who do not know, yes, actually Wall Drug does include an actual drug pharmacy where you can buy plenty of things, which we did stock up on a couple things we had forgotten. But then it was time to say goodbye and continue our drive for today. But just a little bit further up the road, we found something fun to get into. And it did not disappoint right off the bat. We were greeted by the town mayor. This is 1880 Town, another one of those massive tourist trap signs you see along the roadways on the long stretch across of South Dakota. I actually wanted to visit this place for quite a while, to be honest. I really love these places. I don't know why, but yeah, and another cool thing is that they're dog friendly, so Vinny got to come and enjoy walking around with us as well. This place actually had a huge museum all over it. We couldn't spend a lot of time because of Vinny, but a lot of artifacts, a lot of different floors of it too. Very cool for those who love history and want to know more about the West. But overall, we just kind of spent some time walking around, stretching our legs, and just kind of taking in all of the history preserved by a gentleman who bought up some old historic towns and buildings and artifacts, and even including movie sets. I guess Dances with Wolves was filmed out here, so he has a lot of memorabilia from that. But yeah, it's just a whole entire town plunked out in the middle of a plain in South Dakota. What's not to like, right? I imagine this place gets extremely busy during the summer months while people are traveling through to the national parks and things. When we were here, there was like barely anybody walking around, so we had the entire town to ourselves for most part. To me, one of the more interesting buildings that are here and has been preserved is the local saloon hall. The inside is just breathtaking and not at all what you're expecting. It really feels like you've just kind of traveled through time and stepped right into an old-timey saloon. And yep, the dogs can go into all of these buildings as well, as long as they're respectful. Maybe not so well behaved. We rang the bell and it was time once more to get a move on. We had a lot of ground to cover. And we ran, unfortunately, into more rain and more dreary weather for the majority of the drive. With plenty of pit stops in between for Mr. Vinny. The weather was a little dicey coming through the end part of our stay, which was on the border of South Dakota and North Dakota. We stayed outside of a Walmart for the night just to get some rest and just to get out of the rain. And it was back again to some more gray and dreary driving. But eventually we made it across the border into North Dakota and finally into the land of beets. There's just tons of sugar beet fields that are just dotted all along this northern region of North Dakota. We ended up settling into a small town called Grafton, just a tiny little town, sustained a lot by the farming industry in the area. Just a classic American town. And this is our final stay for the next month. The town of Grafton has pretty much everything you could need. Has a grocery store, has a couple little stores and restaurants and things of that sort, gas stations. It's just a really nice little town to walk around. You feel safe, and for most part the locals are pretty friendly, but I mean, it's got a tiny old, uptown that has seen better days, but some businesses trying to come back, at least during the beet harvest times. But that's all I really have for you on this very short and quick update. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and take care. See you next time.